Okay, another weekend's arrived. I actually started doing a little bit of work yesterday, Friday evening, but the camera was dead, so I didn't get to record it. Didn't do a whole lot. All I did was cut the outer stringers to match the height of the rest of the inner stringers. Couldn't be happier how it came out. It came out nice and neat. I've got one little high spot I'll show you here in a second that I need to sand down, but that's what they make a sander for. So anyway, I'll tell you, I'm really unmotivated. I'm sitting to the point where this boat is just, I want it done. I'm so frustrated. I'm so tired of working on it. Seems like every time I need to get out here and do something, something comes up. You got to go do something for work. You got to do something for the family. It just seems like you never can get enough time to actually go for it. And I'm having some mental blocks about how I'm going to cap the stringers. The stringers actually have a 2x2 foot or cleat on the top of the stringers, and I can't decide if I want to put those on and then glass over them, or if I want to glass over the top of the stringers and then put the 2-inch cleat on it. I just can't decide. I think it's going to be a pain in the butt to put the 2-inch cleat on and then wrap around them because it's going to create too many bends. So I just can't decide. So until I decide, I stay unmotivated. You know, it seems to be the planning stage is the biggest problem for any project, and that's one thing you just got to keep, rolling through. So I pick up, come out here, and I tell you, if I didn't have to take this stupid cover off, I'd be good. I hate getting the cover off a boat. It seems like it snags and everything. You end up banging your finger on something. It's just a pain in the butt. That's all I gotta say. I wish I had a place that's covered and I just come out here and jump on the boat whenever I want. But you gotta spend, 10-15 minutes getting the damn cover off. And then, I have to keep it on because we have a chance of some heavy storms this afternoon, and if I see something roll in, I need to be able to cover it up. That's another 20 minutes. You gotta get it stretched just right. Make sure there's no water gonna get in. Make sure there's no pooling spots. So, it's things like that that kind of tend to unmotivate you. So here's my goals for this weekend. I am going to build the up and out, which is the flanges. I've just marked them. You can look here, that black line going all the way down. I'm fixing to cut it. You see that I've cut the outer stringers to height. I think the outers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and round them and fiberglass those separately and then put the cleats on them. I think that's pretty much a decision. But I just don't know how well it's going to come out and create, if it's going to actually, make the cleat go a different way. But I guess if the fiberglass is nice and flat, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. So I don't know. I'm probably worrying about nothing, but still, it's a little frustrating. You see my second black line on the stringer, or the transom back there. That's the deck height. That's where the deck's going to be with all its stuff on it. It'll go all the way out. So I'm going to try to get all that cut, get the stringers rounded where it needs to be, test fit the gas tank, and basically get it ready to go and see if I can get this part at least done. And then I've got a whole bunch more fillers and cabosil so I can start doing my peanut butter fillets. I really want to make bigger fillets on this because this PL, it basically where it expanded in places instead of keeping my nice concave surface. So I'm going to go back over it, put a nice big fillet on it, or fillet, excuse me, keep saying that. And we'll move on down the road, and then those things should be dry. But this is going to be the hardest part, is getting this right. So I've measured 50 times, and I just got to get it planned out just right, so that way I don't screw it up. But anyway, that's what I'm doing so far. So I'm going to get all this cut and see what we can figure out. I'll show you where this high spot is. It's actually right there. You can see there's actually a little jut up right here. This actually makes it about 1/8 of an inch higher on the other side. So all I'm going to do is take my belt sander, and it starts right about here and goes to right about here. So apparently I got a little jiggy with the jigsaw and didn't have it exactly right. So what I'm going to do is just belt sand it down, get it nice and level, call it a day. So that's the plan. This is Saturday, so we'll see how far it gets and see how many times I get interrupted, especially by the rain. And then we'll just go from there. So I don't know about goals now as far as when I'm going to have this thing done. I'm just trying to work day by day. I never can get to it during the week. I always get home too late, or we got dinner plans or a client or something like that. So we'll just get it done when we get it done. How about that? I also wanted to show you why you take pictures. I could not remember for the life of me how the bulkhead back here in the back, where the rear of the gas tank is, how this all worked. So I'm glad I looked at it, because there's a special little jut out that I need to make for this gas filler. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to put this in here, get it nice and set, and see what I can, if I can get a nice idea of how it's going to look, and then we'll move forward from there. But that's why you take pictures. Okay, so I've got this cut and at least the starboard side preliminary, and he kind of set in. I just tacked it in place just to kind of see how it looks. It's presented a couple of problems, which is not unsolvable, but it's just time and effort that's going to take to fix it. There is no way I'd be able to get up underneath there in glass, so I'm going to have to glass this and then put this thing on here, you know, as I build up. At least that's kind of what it looks like right now. And there's actually supposed to be 2x2s that go right there, and how in the hell are you supposed to glass underneath all that? So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I'm going to have to do is glass it and then bring it up, then put the top on it and then glass that in. So I'll have to kind of play it by ear as far as that's concerned. But that's what it looks like so far. I cut out the spot, I put the tank in here, cut out the spot, and laid it in here, double checked. So we're all good so far. All my measurements are still working out just fine. It's just, I tell you, it's humid out here. I'm sweating like a freaking pig, I swear. But it's better than cold weather. I don't care. And the wind's blowing a little bit, so that way you get a nice breeze every now and then. But anyway, that's where I am so far. I'm going to try to solve some problems. I think I'm going to try to put a bulkhead right here to actually add some support, because this just doesn't look like it's going to be able to be supported. And then also I'll put a cleat on the back of that, on the transom, to give it some more support. It has taken me 2 hours to get these little bulkheads done on either side. I sat here, pondered how I'm going to support the weight of these little side pieces. So what I did is I made a bulkhead there. Yeah, you'll see that the strake, there's a space underneath it. I'm going to fill that in with peanut butter. The PL is not good for spanning, you know, big distances, and you can make peanut butter really thick with some strong stuff, and then fill in that strake, and then that way, then you'll use 1708 to really build the bond. But it's glued on either side, and what happens is this will go along like this. Now it's kind of out of shape right now, but I'm going to put a cleat on the back to hold that up, and then this gives me a nice support. Now actually this is going to be cut at an angle right here. There's going to be a little piece that's going to be at an angle, because the engine support comes around like this, and you want this at an angle to provide the support for the the routing for the gas, which comes down from there, your filler. So I got those two done. I got 2 more, and I got to decide, do I want to put them right here to extend this, or just put them up there? Not sure yet. I'm going to make a decision here in a little bit, but I'm a little tired. I'm going to go take me a little break, drink me some water, and come back out here and hopefully start peanut buttering. I'm tired of cutting wood and cutting wood and cutting wood. It took me like 4 patterns to get that one right. That one was pretty easy, but this one, not so much. Well, it looks like I created a lot more work for myself, but hey, this boat is going to be stronger than Fort Knox. We started with our bulkheads back here, and I moved up here and I did another bulkhead across here. You see the lighter color wood. Yeah, I did not seal it. I'm going to seal it after it's in there. The PL does a pretty dang good job of sealing the end grain. I did a test the other day because the PL doesn't like to adhere really good to smooth the poly, so you got to scuff it up first. So I figured it bonds really good to raw wood. So I figured, you know what, anything else I'll do from now on, it'll be raw wood. I just hope this other stuff stays in here. Actually, the fiberglass is what's going to hold it in, so it's not a big deal. But so anyway, I'll seal those up when we start putting fiberglass on and wrapping them. So I put 2 more there, and you know, hindsight's 2020. I should have made that clear all the way across, but you know, first time I'm building a whole boat, so it's okay. And then added 2 more. These are up underneath the steering where your feet are, and the ski locker is going to be right in here, so it'll actually add a little bit of extra space for us to screw to up here. They're all fitted in, and all I need to do now is let these dry, and I'm going to go mix up some peanut butter, and I'm going to start doing the joints that are actually dry right now, so that way I can start doing their fillets. And you see that the holes underneath there where the strakes are, I'm actually going to fill those in with extra thick peanut butter all the way around and really round them out, so that way it's all full and nice, and then of course do the peanut butter around the fillets too. So I'm happy with this. I'm real happy with this, and I'm just ready to get this thing done. I tell you, this has been a frustrating experience, but I think this boat will be nice and stiff and nice and strong when I'm all done with it. Figured I'd step up on top of the boat, see if I can give you a wide angle of this. It's kind of hard to get everything in. This boat's so big. As you can see, it starts all the way up there. 2 bulkheads, ski locker on back, another bulkhead, front of the gas tank, Another bulkhead back here. Now, you see that black tube going across here? That's my vent tube. Really don't like it being there because that means you have to cut those 2 stringers for it to go across. My thought was, and I'd like to have everybody's input on this, is because that's actually where a lot of the water actually got into underneath the deck, because there was a hole right there because the what do you call it, the hose had to go through. So what I was thinking, and I know this stuff's expensive, is that I would come down here and run all the way down the bulk and then down and then into my gas tank area. It's probably going to add 10 or 12 feet to the length of the hose, and I don't know if that's a problem with the vent hose for gasoline, so I'll have to post that and see, because before I go cutting my stringers, I'd like to rerun this wire along the the hose along the gunnels. So just to go over that again, that's my vent for my gas tank. I'm wondering if I can go down here and around and back into my gas tank that way. So we'll see. If I have to cut them, I'll cut them, but I really don't want to. I've worked so hard to make this thing strong. Well, I'm having to wrap up a little early. We got some big storms fixing to roll through here, it looks like, and from the radar, I didn't want to get caught with my pants down, so I covered it up. It's about 4:30. We got to get ready for dinner and stuff anyway for Saturday night, so we got to go out and do something. So covered it up. It's done. Saturday's over with. I'll let that PL set up for all those bulkheads I just put in. Just cleaned up the garage. I tell you, I was using my little blower for my air tank. No, I went ahead and started using my big blower. I tell you, my little lawn blower gets it out of here in a hurry. All the sawdust gone. Cleaned up real fast. Kind of felt like Bill Murray in Caddyshack, cleaning out his house with his blower. But anyway, that's it for Saturday. We'll get back on it tomorrow. Let that PL glue really dry, pretty good, and we'll start putting the peanut butter fillets in tomorrow, bright and early. Hopefully get them all done, get them laid out, so that way that's 100%. We can start glassing soon. I know I keep saying that, but it seems like everything pops up. I mean, there's just details. You got to make sure it's 100%. I want this boat perfect, and me being as anal as I am, that's what I got to do. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow and give you an update then. Bye.